good evening, St. Lucia. Welcome to For the Record. My name is Lucia Jawahir. It feels like it has been such a long time since we last spoke, but I believe it was only last week, Wednesday. We did have a guest. We had Mr. Zachary Hippolyte from the Royal St. Lucia Police Force, and he came in. We had some conversations about crime prevention, what happens with the Welfare Association, what happens with his department and community relations. And Mr. Zachary was able to share a whole lot of information as to the various parts of the RSLPF and how they all combine and function to ensure citizen safety and security. Now, from since then, we've had a lot of activities. St. Lucia has been abuzz regionally, globally, and of course locally. Many local shows were put on by the various organizations, and of course the various event organizers had their private parties. I'm referring to Carnival 2024. This year's Carnival brought over celebrities from all across the world. Regional celebrities, local celebrities, and international celebrities. We have someone as our special guest this evening, and I will introduce her to you very soon. I'm sure some of you would have seen the flyer, but we want to start off with Carnival, Calypso Monarch. We understand that Mr. Desrel is now, once again, our Calypso King. And we have also Minel, we had T.C. Brown in second place, we had Minel in third, we had Herb Black in fourth. Very experienced persons coming with some very powerful songs. We have some clips which we want to show you as some highlights. We have Herb Black, we have Desrel, we have Minel, we have T.C. Brown, and of course we have another one that I know some of you are very excited to learn a whole lot more about, and I'm referring to T Black's Up and Coming. And whether you would have appreciated who won or who didn't win, I know some people were rallying behind their favorite, of course, but at the end of the night, one person alone could have been crowned. So we'll take in some snippets of National Calypso Monarch, and when we come back, we'll have a conversation with our guest, Miss Chelsea Jonge, and she's the Public Relations Officer for the CPMC, that's the Carnival Planning Management Committee. There are so many committees, but let me tell you, they did a fantastic job. I'm sure you'll agree. So let's take in some Calypso.
Trees or somewhere out of town. Police say that then rehab ratata. Claudius claimed that he has a bazooka. But it's my opinion that our biggest gun is Julian Alfred out of Cicero. She shooting like a bullet across the track is Juju. A trigger she pulling and she will crack them for true. Shooting like a star with confidence, raising up a bar of excellence on a flying carpet, hitting every target, shooting on the run, the Juju gun. Not too long from now, when Olympics start, tell Paris she come in, Juju, Juju, with big gun come in, Juju, Juju. Juju on the tracks, lighting up St. Lucian heart. Tell Paris she come in, Juju, Juju, with big gun come in, Juju, Juju. She targeting them Jamaicans and the Yankee too. She coming to show what Lucia can do.
Even though they know it's he who presides through the rapid slide and dented pride. Now Marshall been Philip more than ever to re-emerge with the skill to prosper. Stimulus and incentive to give us impetus to wake up and live. Philip, why up to a day like today? Deja Marshall, he can say every budget and residents that hold down a job. I pray to presence house that smoke and rob. Bloody views and then we got one sponsor already. Diminish Marshall's word. Philip, don't fall asleep and be real. Philip needed for sports and diamond steel. give Masha impetus. Then there's an incentive to have wake up and live. Believe, Masha beats where believe.
This is the diary of a woman. I am here just to tell my story without any fear or shame. And for accusations about me, I'll no longer carry that blame. This double standard society often miss the facts and the origin of certain behavior slips right through the cracks. So let's start the conversation if you want to understand me. It's far too intimate, so listen carefully. Let's not follow because heart we see that are bloody. But you will comprehend when we reach the end. Your mistakes might lead you for them. Let's talk about incest at 13. Let's talk about rape at 16. Alcohol abuse becomes a thing. To keep away the grief that makes me bleed. But to you, all you see is a failure. An unworthy, undeserving drunk mother. Never try to find out why this behavior. But remember my mistakes are no worse than yours just because I'm a woman. This is the diary of a woman.
That you never saw to see. But some never ask me that we think them are demanding every time they stand up to speak. Maybe they have a major man, they don't seem to remember that the policy didn't work. Every city of parliament, they make it look like a joke. Sing with me now. The people will decide if they want them back. They want a leader to stand up and talk, not a leader to get up and walk. Let it go. The people will decide if they want them back. They want a leader to stand up and talk, not a leader to get up and walk. Walk up, walk up, walk up. La la la, la 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 la. Oh, oh, oh. La 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 la
Yeah, oh, yeah. I cannot believe this faith, but they feel in you and me. How young men in this town, though my children once they're born, and how they love to run from their God to honest son. Unto that blatant liar, well I must say fireburn. In my defense I step up to the plate. 'Cause for my childhood years, no my father was not there. You see, from 5 years old, there was this big caring hole. So the difference has to begin with me, yeah. There are no more single mothers in town. Says who? There are two, and we get these plans around. Not true. From the age of 5 years clear, when my father disappeared. So from the day the son was born, that wouldn't happen to him at 20 years. I can still hear my granny say, how you tell the passion and the issue. to learn. My child is my concern. He mustn't go like me, I say. To be always crying on Father's Day. No way. Listen, here I go. Boy, sing the Papa, sing sound. There are too many fathers around.
Was our national calypso monarch and first, second, third, fourth runners up. A really exciting season of carnival. We also had all mass, and I'm going to show you a picture of one that I was really excited about. Some persons know him, and we can put that one up on the screen, that all mass photo. Some of you might know him from Marsha. I don't even know his real name. I think they call him Cockpool. But he has this Pool Bois. No, Cockpool is from Babono, for I saw Babono. But Pool Bois is Marsha. Marsha in the house. Castrisi CIP. Shas impressed with Philip's performance. I just had to do that. So, Lucia, let me tell you, this is the original graphic. You might see some things going around the place. They're false, fake news. This one, Shas impressed with Philip's performance. And we also have Mr. Prime Minister. You see these Marsha people, they just have something about them. The man went down to Soufre and y'all just made the man go viral. Thank you, of course. But, you know, sometimes when people try to give you jokes and they try to give you jabs, or they want to make fun of your disability or make fun of something that is so common, you just hit them back with something good. Everybody says ginger ale, okay? You go to a bar, you go to a wedding, ginger ale and this, ginger ale and that. Who has time to say ginger ale? But children, for those of you who are watching home, it is ginger ale. But you know, the way we speak, sometimes these words just run into each other. I see Mr. Prime Minister sharing some ginger ale, carnival time. And I don't understand, because up to a day like today, I have not gotten my ginger ale. And interestingly, and whoever took this photo is just brilliant. This is the Prime Minister pouring some ginger ale over a rail, and that is at St. Lucia Carnival 2024. Of course, government MPs, you can see Honorable Dr. Ernest Hilaire, Minister with responsibility for tourism and culture, you know, having a good time next to the Prime Minister and his family. Prime Minister pouring some ginger ale over the rail. St. Lucia, let me tell you, we have this hot song, which personally I thought would have made road march. This is my road march, and of course, biases, yes, but this is such an exciting song. I want to just take a pause before we head to our quick break and then have our guest on. I just want to take a pause for this special cause and big up TYP for taking this up in seconds. When this ginger ale story came out, DYP bust out the tune, and let me tell you, I saw it on the road while I was watching from home. Big up Choice. Choice captured everything, Onika and the team, live from start to finish. So I was at home and I was watching it on television. So let's play the song, because I know that is your road march too.
Oh, hear that? Some of you don't drink too much gas. Bartenders, big up yourself. Yes, sir. Story. From time you see them man come by your bar and they looking to frost, just tell them that. Macabau wump. Yes. Macabau wump. 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 He said, look about you. Ginger election day. 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 Whoa! Macabau wump. 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 He said, look about you. Ginger election day. 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 Whoa! If you think that is the kind of song you're waiting for, first, it's a pasta. Your money in your pocket is yours, so you do what you want with it. Big up yourself. BJP. DYP in the building. No COVID-19, we outside. Yes, I. Now drink responsibly, okay?
Welcome back. You're watching For the Record. My name is Jawahir, and I'm the Communications Director for the St. Lucia Labour Party. Now, just like last week, St. Lucia, we did have Mr. Zachary Hippolyte, a police officer, and our conversation really focused on tactics on crime prevention and what really happens with the various departments of the Royal St. Lucia Police Force. Of course, it is so timely for us to have a member of the CPMC. She is the Public Relations Officer, Ms. Chelsea Jonke, and she is my special guest this evening. Tonight, we are going to focus on Carnival, the planning, the preparation, the economic impact, what came out of it in 2024. And I think for something that was so well put together, we are all very curious to know how they did it. We want to say a special good evening to you, Ms. Jonke.
Thank you for having me.
I'm really happy that you were able to take up this opportunity to have a discussion with us and really just share with St. Lucia the facts surrounding Carnival and what transpired. So tell us about your role and what really has happened to get us to where we are today.
Okay. So I'm the Public Relations Officer for the Carnival Planning and Management Committee. And the Carnival Planning and Management Committee is really the overall body responsible for the planning and execution of Lucian Carnival. Of course, under that committee, there are many subcommittees. You'd have mentioned a lot of committees, but you understand that an event of this magnitude, there are so many moving parts. So even under the CPMC, we have different committees like the Carnival Music Management Committee and the National Carnival Queen Planning Committee and the Panorama Committee and several others. It continues along the line. But the Carnival Planning and Management Committee is responsible for the overarching planning and management of Lucian Carnival and all of what you see relating to this cultural festival. My role as a public relations officer is really to ensure that we keep our various stakeholders and the public informed on what's happening relating to Lucian Carnival and everything else surrounding that. So you would find that very regularly meet with people like you, Ms. Jawahir, to discuss what's happening and what people can expect or what people would have seen and how we plan to make Lucian Carnival an even better experience for St. Lucians and visitors to the island.
Very good. So leading up to the events, what were some of your biggest challenges?
Leading up to the events, well, there will always be challenges. I think a lot of our challenges, say for example, this year we had the turn of Hurricane Beryl, which kind of forced us to do a full 360, cancel some of the events that were supposed to have been inaugural, like the D-Vibe segment show, and also the postponement of Junior Carnival, the National Calypso Monarch, and the Soca Monarch and the likes. I think one of the challenges, our greatest challenge for this year, was really what happened as a result of the passing of Beryl. We had venues that were waterlogged, so we now had to consider the cancellation, of course, for D-Vibes, and consider how best we could still put on our national competitions at venues that we had a responsibility to ensure that we did not further cause damage to. And then in addition to that, we were at a point where we were now competing with the need for resources from other private events that were happening. So we faced logistical challenges, etc. We're trying to pull everything together, but nonetheless, still I think an excellently produced set of shows, but a lot of challenges with the logistics and the planning after Beryl passed.
Now you spoke about the need for logistics and support. So what kind of support does an organizer expect or request or purchase or rent from you?
When you say an organizer, you're relating to private organizers? Well, I will approach your question in two ways. One of our partners for Lucian Carnival is the Events Company of St. Lucia. An events company, they're known for producing this high quality events like St. Lucia Jazz and Arts Festival. So for Lucian Carnival, they are responsible for the execution of the vision. They sit as part of the Carnival Planning and Management Committee, and we plan out these events, but the events company would really be responsible for laying down the groundwork and putting together the plan. And setting up all of the infrastructure, and they work with a team of very qualified contractors to do so. However, some of the equipment, etc., they do not own on their own, so working with these contractors would require us to ensure that they have the equipment, they have the resources that we need to execute that vision. If we were to look at it from a private event side, the Carnival Planning and Management Committee is not responsible for the production or promotion or anything relating to private events. We simply ensure that we, as the committee responsible for Lucian Carnival, we simply ensure that any events that is listed as part of the calendar of activities for Lucian Carnival meets a certain standard, a certain requirement, so that visitors and St. Lucians going to these events can ensure they get that high quality production that they're used to for our local events. So in terms of resources, our resources would really extend into ensuring that they have their permits, they know what's expected of them, and they're living up to the expectation for Lucian Carnival 2024.
Excellent. So we have this next clip that we are going to play is an update from the St. Lucia Tourism Authority.
Yes.
You did host, and we'll talk a bit more about that very soon. You did host, and very good job, by the way. It's my first time hearing your voice, and I was quite impressed. It's like, ooh, another one to the team. You know, St. Lucia is just talent, global talent. And you know how people go out there, they train, and then they come back home to give back. So we're going to listen to this next clip. It's an update from the St. Lucia Tourism Authority. Ms. Joreen Georges, the Public Relations Manager, did give an update at the announcement of the results of the Parade of the Bands earlier today, where Ms. Jonge was the Mistress of Ceremony. So let's take in some of that, and when we come back, we'll have a discussion on it.
Authority. Ms. Georges will address tourism arrivals to the island for Lucian Carnival, as well as our partnerships with influencers and celebrities. Thank you, Joreen.
Thank you, Chelsea. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Of course, the St. Lucia Tourism Authority is very pleased with the turnout for Lucian Carnival this year. We are very pleased with the support and our efforts to continue marketing Lucian Carnival in the global marketplace. And in an effort to do so, we continued our partnership this year with celebrities, influencers, as well as media partners. And you would have noted Nathalie Emmanuel, who is of St. Lucian and Dominican descent, on the road for St. Lucia Carnival. She is an actress who would have played her role in the Game of Thrones, as well as Fast and Furious. We also had Kora Obidi, who is a Nigerian sensation, singer, dancer, content creator, and she seemed to have really broke the internet. We also had Jessie Wu, who is an actress, musician, content creator, and also personality on Love and Hip Hop. And we also had Patrice Roberts. And these partnerships is one that we really worked with the accommodation providers and the tour operators to ensure that it was successful. Some of them are out today enjoying the destination and creating more spotlight on St. Lucia. So it's not just about Carnival. We also had media partners here like Trini Jungle Juice, Joe Photo, Soca News. So for us, it's more than just highlighting Carnival, because we have a dual focus, so we highlight the destination as well. And of course, combined, you can talk about the millions of views. We also commend the French soca lovers for being here in St. Lucia and on the road, the two bands as well. Preliminary figures indicate that we are setting a record for Lucian Carnival 2024, trending well over 18,000 in arrivals between the 7th to the 16th, which is the heavy carnival period, the week of private events, as well as our national parade of the bands. So again, from the St. Lucia Tourism Authority, we are very pleased, and very soon we will publish the figures once our team is finalized on that end. So thank you.
Okay, that was Ms. Joreen Georges, Public Relations Manager of the St. Lucia Tourism Authority. So, Ms. Jonge, we heard from Joreen of the celebrities coming to St. Lucia. Everybody wants to be part of St. Lucia Carnival. I particularly paid attention to that interview with the celebrity who is part Lucian. Well, she has part Lucian, part Dominican heritage, and she's in Game of Thrones, and she was in St. Lucia. And my gosh, these people have thousands and millions of followers and people who pay attention to them. And one snap, one story, 30 seconds is all it takes for millions of persons globally to find out about us. But we are faced with a situation that leaves a lot of questions and might cause for some level of concern, but generally people are still very hopeful. Throughout the parade, we noticed a lot of cultural presentations going on. Of course, the stilt walkers remain, the dancers, the masqueraders. We saw the bands coming out of the French islands, Martinique, Guadeloupe. We saw some other presentations, and we saw excellent presentations by carnival bands. And of course, Tribe of 12 came home with the cake. I saw every single costume that they had, the big ones with the big
King
ones,
and
the
Queen.
king and queen.
Yes.
They were just immaculate. And what I realized is that some of these bands are going back to what Lucian Carnival really represents. How does the CPMC play a role in preserving our culture, our carnival culture?
Do you know, I always say when I get questions like these in interviews, I always say that I feel like a Carnival Queen contestant, because they give you the most difficult questions and you're left
welcome.
racking your brain to figure it out. But our role is layered. One of our core areas of focus for Lucian Carnival for 2024 is, in fact, cultural preservation. And we've done this, and we've stressed in many ways that Lucian Carnival is for everyone. We want to ensure that Lucian Carnival remains inclusive, but grounded also in our culture and our heritage. So you spoke very well about how vast the band caterings are. We have Tribe of 12 that caters to a more reserved and mature audience, and then you find that the newer, larger bands cater to persons who are more interested in the sexier side of Carnival. And it's important for us to understand that there is a place for all of them. We have bands that fall smack down in the middle. What we do as the CPMC is that we ensure that we encourage these bands to, I want to say to be their best selves, but that perhaps isn't the best way to say it. What we do is we ensure that our offerings for Lucian Carnival caters to our cultural aspects. So you mentioned the stilt walkers and Guadeloupean bands and the likes. It is important for us to ensure that at every step of Lucian Carnival, the aspects that make Lucian Carnival authentically Lucian Carnival is ideally reflected on the road. So you find our stilt walkers You find our drummers, you find the interpretations of the band still represent who we are as a St. Lucian people. And even in the Juve, you would have seen back in time talking about Windies, etc. And while it may be representative of Caribbean culture, Windies it's who we are as a St. Lucian people.
Correct.
We bleed West Indies. So I think the bands understand, and even our judging criteria allows for that, to understand that it has to depict our St. Lucian culture, and it has to represent St. Lucia and who we are as a people, but also ensuring that we cater to the the varying interest of the patrons of Lucian Carnival.
Do you think that we are losing ourselves in trying to focus a lot more on bringing people in and what the world out there wants?
I will never say that we're losing ourselves. I think as St. Lucians, our culture is heavily rooted. I think that St. Lucia is, and this is me being unbiasedly patriotic, or maybe biasedly patriotic, I think that St. Lucia is the dream destination for many. But outside of that, our culture and our music, our Dennery segments, you would have heard our Dennery segment music being played at Europe Fashion Week. Our culture, our music, our food, it's something that people only dream of. And getting a chance to come here and experience it for them, it is a dream come true. I think that our carnival has to cater. We have to create Lucian Carnival in a way that we meet the needs of our locals, but also the visitors that come into the island. And you would have heard me say that we cater to everybody. There is something on the Lucian Carnival calendar for everybody. This year you saw the introduction of the Gospel Calypso show. So if you are a Christian who's interested in partaking in St. Lucian Carnival, you can attend the Gospel Calypso show, enjoy Gospel Calypso. If you're a mature person and your interest is Calypso, or even young people, I brought my cousin to a Calypso show and she's 20 and now she's hooked on Calypso. But if your interest is really in Calypso, then there's that for you. But if your interest is Dennery segment, then there's that for you. Lucian culture and Lucian Carnival is not rooted solely in one place. We're multi-dimensional and we cater to all of the things that make us authentically St. Lucian.
Agreed, and very well said. And is that our events so far have really been, and as you mentioned, catering to different walks of life, different age groups. Similarly, jazz. We had Kingdom Night, we had Caribbean Night, we had World Beats, we had Pure Jazz, and these really gave different persons with different preferences an option. And like Jareen said in her update during the press briefing earlier today, it's people came here and some of them are still here. So now they're enjoying the island. And Carnival has, quote unquote, not really ended because there's still some parties, still some happening on Saturday, boat rides and that sort of thing. But a lot of people are staying back because they want to experience the island. So the same level of service that we have offered them at main stage events is the same level of service that we are offering them when they go into the various communities. And shout out to Ms. Dahlia God and her team at the Community Tourism Agency doing their best to ensure that we have top quality products and services across our country. We'll take another break, and when we come back, we'll continue our conversation with the Public Relations Officer of the Carnival Planning Management Committee, CPMC. We'll be right back.
all the wonders in the world, St. Lucia's only meant for me. So much history to be told and so much more for eyes to see. The colors feel the love, I can tell you all the way. Proud of it, proud of it, proud of it, proud of it. It don't matter where I voyage, it don't matter where I roam. Majestic people standing tall, they're guiding me back home. Raise your flags, the skies above, I can tell you all the way. Proud of it, proud of it, proud of it. So I could go up forever, they to feel all the vibes and break away.
Excellent. This is just so very exciting. We also have some photos that we're going to show you. I mean, if you see yourself, it's because you smiled for the camera. Everybody just looked so beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So we'll put up some of those photos on screen. So for those of you who missed Carnival Monday and Tuesday, you can see it in the comfort of your own home. Just some of the photos that we pulled down from your website, Chelsea, from the Carnival St. Lucia's Facebook page. We just want to share with you some of these, and just so you can take in. Do we have them, Colin? Just so you can take in what St. Lucia Carnival really was. And I know some of y'all are looking for a particular wall to be featured on the show. We ain't featuring the wall tonight. The wall is for a different conversation. But here you have the beautiful ladies, contestants for the St. Lucia Carnival Queen Pageant 2024. And of course our lovely queen over in silver and white, looking excellent ladies, gorgeous as usual. Our Kiddies Carnival, our kids came out. They were so excited about Carnival this year. They had their own street jam, and it's so important for us to share our culture with them, pass on that knowledge. You see what I'm talking about? It did not fail us this time around St. Lucia. We saw a lot of cultural pieces, a lot of bands from across the Caribbean come down. Tourists, visitors alike, you know, people usually dock their boats near the Castries waterfront and have the best seats in the house. Some bands presented themselves in front of the judges. They were really excited to do so. Let me tell you, Carnival is just an exciting time for people in St. Lucia. It's a time to unwind. It's a time to just let your head down and enjoy yourself with your friends. Put on some really colorful pieces. Have a good time, mingle with people, you know, the true version of clocking out for 2 days. Well, a day and a half, Carnival Monday and Carnival Tuesday half day. Ms. Jonke, so today you had a press briefing and you gave us an update on the results. Tell us.
Well, before I start, can I just say congratulations again to all of the winners. But for Jawahir, we'll start off there. Our Jawahir Band of the Year again is Back in Time. And Back in Time won with 426 points, followed by Mudsters and We Outside Jawahir Band in 3rd place, and Come to Me Tire Shop in 4th place. For Road Match this year, we know Ricky T won with Look Something to Talk About, followed by Imran Nerdy with Start the Party. And then Bronx Mata and Ricky T with Better Than Them in 3rd place. And in 4th place, Beautiful by Ezra the Fun Machine. The Individual of the Year competition, we have Sharon Tanner from Tribe of 12 Band in 1st place. We have Giovanni Santoma in 2nd place from the Fusion Mascot. Kim Daisy from Tribe of 12 in 3rd place. And in 4th place, Karim Sifley from Zuvo with Predator. In the Old Mass competition, we have Cuthbert Modest with Jazz on the Square. 2nd place, we have Fiona Compton and Shireen Gonzalez with Helen of the Malpop. Very interesting take. In 3rd place, we have Carlton Ishmael with Attention, Men Beware, because if you're getting horns, next is Gopwell and Botins. And in 4th place, we have Julian Cauldron with Mr. Speaker Trying to See Opposition Slight. For Best Portrayal of Theme, we had the band Tribe of 12 in 1st place. In 2nd place, Zuvo Carnival Band. 3rd place, Just for Fun. And in 4th place, Legends Carnival Band. For Best Design Band, we had Tribe of 12 again in 1st place. Zuvo Carnival in 2nd place. Just for Fun in 3rd place. And Fusion Mass in 4th place. For Mass on the Move, we had Fusion Mass winning that section. In second place, Tribe of 12. Third place, Zulu Carnival Band, and in fourth place, Island Tribe. For section of the year, we have Zulu Carnival with Predator in first place, Tribe of 12 in second place with Farewell My Homeland, Just for Fun in third place with Kamadiva, and in fourth place, Fusion Mass with Pride Rock. For Spirit of Carnival, we have Fusion Mass in first place, Just for Fun in second place, Zulu Carnival in third place, and Legends Carnival Band in fourth place. And for the Band of the Year, in first place, we have Tribe of 12. Second place, Zulu Carnival Band. Third place, Just for Fun. And in fourth place, Fusion Mass.
Well, congratulations to all of you. I know everyone really worked really hard.
Yes.
To
Definitely.
get there, and of course, one person, only one band could win. And congratulations to you, Tribe of 12. Fantastic showing by all the bands this year. We also have an update from the Royal St. Lucia Police Force. Deputy Commissioner of Police, Mr. Ronald Phillip, gave an update, a very brief update today at your press briefing. So we'll listen to that, and then I have a follow-up question for you, Ms. Jongi. So let's take a listen to Mr. Phillip.
I now invite our Deputy Commissioner of Police, Mr. Ronald Phillip, to address you.
Hi, good morning. So I'm on behalf of the Royal St. Lucia Police Force, and from the organization standpoint, we are pleased to report a relatively safe and incident-free carnival. We know that it could have committed with the parade of the bands. We know that there were minor scuffles here and there, but nothing significant that really impacts our national security. Again, I want to thank to the stakeholders. When we look at the security, we must make mention of the fire service and the Ministry of Health. They were key agencies in ensuring that security, overall security of our visitors and our regulars overall. This year, I think the synergy, there was a greater level of synergy between the Carnival Planning Committee, stakeholders, the band leaders, the civil society. I know sometimes we have heroes, and I need to point them out. I know there's a group, Strive St. Lucia, working from the inner city communities of New Village and this area there. Dr. King, I know before Carnival, they would have spoken to the young men in the area, spoke with them as it relates to the economic importance of Carnival and why their behavior is important in ensuring that the Carnival remain relatively safe. So I would want to thank those unsung heroes for that level of impetus. To the men and women of the Royal St. Lucia Police Force, my colleagues, I want to thank you very much. I know most times when persons look at it, they see just police officers, but these are human beings who are sacrificing, valuable family time. I know we had the additional 80 recruits who came out in numbers to assist. So overall, it was a very good carnival for the police. And we know we have some small issues as it relates to traffic. I can tell you we are already in an advanced stage of discussion in terms of to see how best next year we can utilize a park and ride system to mitigate against the effects of the traffic congestion. So the road users who suffered the little delays, we want to apologize for that. But next year we hope to improve on that aspect of things.
Yes, St. Lucia, there you have an update from the Royal St. Lucia Police Force's Deputy Commissioner, Mr. Ronald Phillip. Thank you so much for that. Yes, St. Lucia, it was yet again, knock on wood, thank you, Jesus, another incident-free parade of the bands. And the men and women of the Royal St. Lucia Police Force, we would have been at our homes, relaxing, sleeping, snoring, and they were still out on the road to ensure that everything was in order. So, St. Lucians, we behaved over Carnival. Thank you for keeping yourselves safe. Thank you for keeping each other safe. I know there were a few road incidents, persons coming from private parties, but all in all, we can see we did have a successful Carnival. And Ms. Jonge, Deputy Commissioner, did say that the team is in an advanced stage of having conversations surrounding park and ride.
Yes, it is something that we've started discussions about. Before I go there, I do want to say a special thank you to Deputy Commissioner Philip and his team. I think sometimes we don't realize the significance of all of these moving parts working very closely together, and the Royal St. Lucia Police Force really does go above and beyond to ensure our safety for these events, and also to ensure that past safety, the logistics of ensuring that people can get in and get out as smoothly as possible. So kudos to DCP and his team for that. In regards to the pack and ride, as you would have mentioned, we are having these discussions. There are a lot of things to consider. Persons sometimes are carrying these massive backpacks and thinking of exactly how best it will work, where best do people park, how to get people to and from, and especially at the end of the day, you know, people can be a little irritable on waiting to get back to their vehicles, etc. There are a few things to consider, but they have started the discussions and they're working closely with our teams. So as soon as we know more, we will be sharing a lot more on that.
Sounds good. I'm really excited to see where that comes about. So a while ago, you gave us the results of the Parade of the Bands. Now, again, not everybody is happy with those results, but I know that there's a lot of effort put in by the judges. So tell us about that process.
So we always have the challenge of persons disagreeing with the judges, no matter the competition, and this is not exclusive to Lucian Carnival. But for Lucian Carnival, I just want to remind St. Lucia that several things. I want to say as the PRO, but it's a whole team effort. We try to ensure that the information relating to these competitions are available for the general public in advance. So whether it be the Parade of the Bands, Soca Monarch, Calypso Monarch, Panorama, etc., the judging criteria and the rules of these competitions are available for the public to review on our website at www.carnivalstlucia.com. So I encourage you to go on there to look at these requirements, to understand just exactly what these judges are looking for, because what you may be interested in seeing on the day, Lisa, may not be exactly what they're being graded on. So there's that aspect, but there's also the other aspect of who our judges are. We would have sent out a call during the carnival season to interested persons to become judges, and every single time we have this discussion, I say, but Lisa, why aren't you a judge? Because I do think that we have a responsibility as St. Lucians. If you believe that you have a creative eye or you understand Lucian Carnival in deep detail, you have a responsibility to help the CPMC and St. Lucia by extension to develop our carnival product. So why not become a judge? Why not apply to become a judge?
Is it that different persons are not applying, or is it the same persons?
I think we do get applicants. We do get varying applicants, but I think that we can all benefit from a vast judging pool. So if you do think that you have the talent, then by all means apply to become a judge. So that's the second aspect. The third aspect is we do have to respect the decision of our judges. We will not always agree. We may not always agree. We may think that the judges clearly missed something. We see the comments. We see the opinion of the public. But the judges go based on the criteria. We have to respect that the decision of the judges is the decision of the judges. They've been selected to serve in that capacity. In addition to our judges, we also have independent auditors from the Department of Finance who work to consolidate these results and to present them. So there are several tiers involved in the judging process before we get to the announcement of our winners. Again, it would not be St. Lucia, we would not be a St. Lucian people if we did not think that our person should not have been crowned. And of course, and of course it makes it even more challenging, Lisa. The problem is that we have so many talented artists, so many talented calypsonians, so many beautiful bands, so many talented young people, that it is so difficult. Our judges are literally tasked with picking the best from the best, the best from the best. So it's a crop of gold. How do you choose which gold is the best, you know? So I think that sometimes we have to understand that there are certain levels, and if you disagree, next year I look forward to seeing your application to become a judge for Lucian Carnival.
Well, that will not be me next year for obvious reasons, because I don't think people will appreciate the fact that, you know, sometimes if you're a part of an organization, that there's a possibility that you could be neutral and, you know, grade based on what the requirements are. But I think I would leave that to persons with the experience and to many more persons who are up and coming and would love to be part of our culture. Ms. Jonge, we are all out of time, but I would love to give you an opportunity for any last words.
Well, my last word will always be to our team. I think we have an amazing team of people who work together to make Lucian Carnival the amazing product that it is. From our different partner agencies, the Events Company of St. Lucia, St. Lucia Tourism Authority, the Cultural Development Foundation, Export St. Lucia, the government of St. Lucia through its Ministry of Creative Industries and Culture, and of course, our core team at the Carnival Planning and Management Committee. Not forgetting the subcommittees like the CMMC, the National Carnival Queen Planning Committee, Panorama, and all of the likes. All working together to make Lucian Carnival the best cultural festival and the best summer festival in the region. But in addition to that, there are so many communities putting on their own carnivals. And if you missed out on the National Parade, there's still time to get a little bit of Lucian Carnival. Going to Canaries this weekend, Soufri's on next weekend, and so many other communities still have a carnival on their calendars. So there's still a lot going on relating to Lucian Carnival, and it's your opportunity to go into these communities and enjoy a little bit of what they have on offer. So definitely, Lucian Carnival it's an experience for all of us to be a part of. No matter your interest, there is something for you. So if you haven't already, take time to enjoy Lucian Carnival.
Very well. Thank you so much, Ms. Jonge, for taking up our invitation so the CPMC can have a conversation with the public. I'm sure it's not going to be the last time, but post-Carnival, we're really happy that you were able to come. And I know that you are going on every single show possible. Doesn't matter, she's going on every single show to talk about the good work of her team. And big up you, Mr. Mara Gibson. Of course, always working behind the scenes. And credit to you and your team for yet again another fantastic Carnival 2024. Now, as Ms. Jonge said, there's Soufra Carnival and Canaries Carnival
this weekend.
Yes, and that is one of the reasons why our Walk of Progress was postponed to Sunday, August 25th. We'll share more about that on our Facebook pages, so we'll keep you updated, St. Lucia, as to what will come from this walk. We want to say again, special good night and thank you to Ms. Jonge and to the team over at the Carnival Planning Management Committee. Tongue twister, but CPMC, big up yourself on a job well done. My name is Lucia Jawahir. This has been For the Record, and we hope to see you again next week, same time, same place, right here on Choice Television from 9 to 10 p.m. Hopefully next week, God spare, we can get someone to come in and have a conversation with us about the economic impact. We realized it might be a bit too early to pull out some of that data, although Ms. Doreen Georges did an excellent job in telling us that we seem to be having a record this year, but we'll hope to hear more about that next week. So for those of you who are on your way home, I hope that you get home safely. If you're out in the diaspora, thank you so much for tuning in. Same time, same place, next week, God spare. We'll see you. Take care now.